Welcome to WWP Clips. This is the official Clips channel for We Want Picks. We'll be uploading our individual fight breakdown videos here, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And as always, go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. Next up, at UFC Vegas 57, we have Tafon Nchukwi taking on Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg is 4-1 in his last 5, 4-1 in his entire career, and he's coming off a dominant win over Fabio Cherant. Tafon Nchukwi, what?
Was it though?
Well, why don't we wait till it's your turn to talk, and then you can go.
Oh, but remember earlier when I started talking, then you interrupted me about Montel?
6-2 overall,
How soon we
3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off a devastating loss. Oh, you're going to get muted, I swear. Tafon Nchukwi is 6-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off a devastating loss to Azmat in a fight that he was absolutely dominating. Shut up.
Read Jester's comment out loud.
I see his comment, and I'm here to break down fights.
That might be that's a top 5 comment from Jester. Jester usually doesn't come out with zingers like that. That was good.
All right. This is Tafon Nchukwi's 3rd fight up at light heavyweight, and he's looking for a 2nd win. Tafon's a good technical striker who has legit power and technique. Historically, his issue was volume and speed, but when he's in a rhythm, he's definitely in a rhythm, and he looks fantastic. If we look at his last fight, you'll see on Sherdog just the KO loss. The reality is that he looked absolutely amazing in that fight. He was fast, he hit hard, he had great takedown defense, and he was cruising to a decision win before his coaches, between the 2nd round and the 3rd round, told him that you go out there, get the finish. You need to get the finish, which he didn't need to get. So he went out there, chased the finish, and then got put out. His coaches absolutely let him down. But it's also important to note here that he's not just a striker. He has 4 takedowns in 5 UFC fights, and he went 3 for 3 with takedowns against Mike Rodriguez. Carlos Ulberg is a world-class kickboxer who transitioned to MMA about 10 years ago, and even though he only has 5 MMA fights, he has been training his entire life. His most recent fight is a win over Fabio Cherant, where a lot of people were expecting him to get the finish and get it early, but I'm actually glad he didn't, because he was able to showcase just how well-rounded he actually is. He was 2 for 2 on takedowns. He outstruck Fabio by 5 times. He literally landed 5 times the amount of strikes. His lone loss is to Kennedy Nchukwi in a fight that he was dominating before getting caught. He's listed at having a 100% takedown defense, but he's only defended 1 single takedown attempt in the UFC, and that was from Kennedy. This is another really fun fight with some solid matchmaking. 2 amazing strikers that have shown us recently they can also grapple. But what makes this fight so tricky is that I think Tafon is definitely the more dangerous striker, but I think Carlos is the more technical striker. Carlos has an incredible strike differential of almost 9 significant strikes landed for every 4 that he receives, where Tafon is only about 6 to 4. I'm having a really hard time with this pick because Carlos is the better striker in what should be a striking match, but Tafon's raw power and speed worry me, and he just looked absolutely amazing in his last fight until he didn't. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Ulberg here because I think Tafon's KO loss, which was less than 3 months ago, might have pushed him backwards, right? He used to be a little gun shy, and he may fall back into that because he might be worried about getting caught again, and he's not going to chase. And if he fights a technical pick-your-shot kind of kickboxing match, I think Carlos Ulberg hits a rhythm and sort of just picks him apart. So I like Ulberg here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I think that Ulberg thinks he's a lot better than he actually is. I know he's got all that kickboxing experience, but he thinks he's like the Alex Pereira of this division. Obviously, it is. I think it is Alex Pereira's division, but he thinks he is Alex Pereira, and he is not that talented. It was actually kind of funny watching his fight against Fabio because Bisping and DC were kind of going at it. Bisping was like, He's got his chin up in the air, doesn't he? He kind of looks like, hey, DC kind of looks like that Luke Rockhold, huh? With his chin up in the air like that. And that's DC's boy. And DC kept saying, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to agree to that. And every couple of minutes, Bisping like, Luke Rockhold chin a little bit, huh, DC? And DC's like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. And he's so, I mean, the guy is hands low, just standing in front of Fabio like he's just like the world-class striker. And Fabio dropped his ass at the end of the first round. Like, hands low, man, hands down, man down. Dropped his ass, and if he does that same bullshit against Tafon, he's going to get dropped very, very quickly. If he thinks that he's going to come in here and just be that hands low, I'm this kickboxer, you can't touch me, Tafon's going to knock this dude the fuck out. And I think that's what happens. I think that Ulberg thinks he's a lot better than he is in the striking. He's way overconfident, the way he holds his chin up, hands down low in his exchanges. You saw Fabio drop him. I know he ended up winning that fight, but if Tafon hits you the way that Fabio is going to hit you, you're not going to just go to a knee and get back up. You're going to be down and out. You mentioned Tafon's last fight. He was looking great until that knockout. What's his name was literally throwing like flying knee after flying knee after flying knee to where the commentary team was like, why does he keep doing this? And then he hits the flying knee. So, I mean, they must have seen something in the tape that was going to happen and ended up happening. But, Tafon, I think that this is... Ulberg probably should win this fight because he is like the world-class kickboxer, and it should be a kickboxing match, but the way he holds his chin and his attitude going into fights, I don't love it. So I got to go Tafon in this fight. I got to go Tafon in this fight. I do agree, though, that knockout a few months ago is a little bit worrisome. But I just don't like the way that Ulberg carries himself.
It's not that I'm worried that his chin hasn't recovered or any of that. I'm literally just worried that it messed with him a little bit, and he's not going to go chase. Because I do think if he's technical, if he's trying to fight a technical fight with Carlos Ulberg, I think Carlos Ulberg is the more technical striker. So I think he loses a technical striking match. And yes, Tafon Nchukwi hits very, very hard, but it's not like every single one of his fight is a win by knockout. You know what I mean? He hits crazy hard, but he's not just absolutely flat.
Fabio just kind of went boop, and Ulberg went, oh.
Okay, Tafon Nchukwi has 6 wins. And in the UFC, he only has 2, and both of them are decisions.
Oh, so you're now you're the sure dog typology guy.
He
hasn't knocked anyone out, so he can't knock him out.
I'm not saying that at all.
Fabio went boop.
And I'm not on the I'm picking Ulberg because I think it's a technical kickboxing match. I think he's more technical. So I'm not on the I'm not going to die on this hill. I think the odds are probably where they should be. Pretty much a pick 'em.
I just be flipped.
I don't think it's a guarantee that Tafon Nchukwi is just going to knock anybody's head off that he's in there with. So anyway, I'm not going to argue with you. It's not Tafon. It's not like it's a bad pick. And frankly, both these guys are very dangerous strikers.
He got dropped by the water buffalo. I just love that nickname. That's a great nickname.
And I think
Tafon is Tafon the Don. That's also a great nickname. Tafon the Don.
Okay. And I also think, sure. I also think Tafon Nchukwi at $7,900 is probably the better value in DraftKings, but you're going to need that knockout, which we haven't really seen him get in the UFC just yet. You'll agree with that. And then Monkey Knife Fight Strike Line, 92 to 75 to me is, I'm not touching it because this is saying he thinks it goes to a decision and Carlos Ulberg will dance around, touch, dance around. It's probably a less, but this could, it's a tricky strike line. It's probably a less though.
I think it's less too, because if you watch that Fabio fight too, I know that he was kind of touching him up towards the end, but that first round he was like not doing it. He was just like stalking him and then whoop. And then like, look how good I am. Look at my hands are low. Look at, I'm so tough. I'm so beautiful. I'm a beautiful man. I should be the Bachelor. He is a beautiful man.
Oh, okay.
He turned down the Bachelor twice. I mean, imagine turning down the Bachelor. Bachelor, if you're out there, I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. Let's do this.
If they do a Make-A-Wish edition, I'm sure you will be first on their phone call list. Guys, if you want 50 free bucks, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up. Make a deposit, and we will send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets.